CTV News at 6 with Joe Perkins.
Candles across Canada and the world were lit last night to remember bullying victims, including 15-year-old Amanda Todd. Dozens of people gathered in Beacon Hill Park for an emotional vigil to remember the Coquitlam teenager who killed herself 10 days ago. They listened to personal stories of bullying, taking a quiet stand against the kind of torment the teen faced. They hope her story will help show the world bullying will not be tolerated.
It's sad that Amanda had to be the catalyst. There are so many youth that are suffering from this right now, and what happened to Amanda is absolutely devastating. I think that in the midst of all the devastation, though, we need to take what good we can from it and see that it is bringing people together, and take the good that we can find and use that and use it as fuel to really put an end to the bullying in schools.
There's no one in town.
In Amanda Todd's hometown of Coquitlam, friends and supporters of Todd held a similar vigil. Todd killed herself after 2 failed attempts in years of internet sexual exploitation and bullying by peers. The vigils held around the world came on the same day. 8 girls in London, Ontario were charged in relation to a case of bullying. Those that knew Todd says she is missed.
If she were here today and she saw this, she'd be so overwhelmed.
A lot of people loved her. Like, as much as she didn't want to believe it or she couldn't believe it, people did.
Amanda was a very strong little girl that her message was so sincere and straightforward and honest. I think that's what touched so many people.
Now, the 8 London, Ontario students have been suspended after an investigation found a student had been the target of physical, emotional, as well as online bullying. A small group of Occupy Victoria protesters armed with a microphone and a message took over the front of the Legislature this afternoon.
Freedom demands examination.
A few dozen people gathered to listen to a group of noted island activists speak out on a number of economic and social issues facing Canadians. Some of the topics covered in the 3-hour rally included food security, health freedom, smart meters, and the legalization of marijuana.
The Occupy movement is still alive because we're still here. We're still talking about economic injustices and changing the world, and that's what the Occupy movement was supposed to be about, was changing the world from doing the status quo.
A handful of police officers were on hand, but at no point did they step in. Just off the lawn, a separate group of protesters rallied in opposition to Doug Christie. One of the men signed up to speak at the Occupy event. Christie did not attend the event. And the Legislature lawn will also be the site of what organizers are calling the largest act of civil disobedience against the tar sands in Canada's history. People opposed to the Northern Gateway pipeline project and oil tanker traffic off of BC's coast will take to the lawn on Monday. More than 1,000 people are expected to attend the sit-in. Well, more than $200,000 in expenses for a bureaucrat within the BC Justice Ministry are under review after the unnamed person failed to produce expense receipts for over half of the bill. Justice Minister Shirley Bond calls the case unusual. An audit obtained through a Freedom of Information request shows the unnamed employee filed for $226,000 in expenses, but did not produce receipts for $118,000 of those claims. Bond says the audit revealed an unacceptable level of accountability and tracking, and procedures were not followed. Right now, there is no evidence of any criminal wrongdoing. Voters in Victoria are still waiting for the date, but for now the stage is set heading into the upcoming federal by-election. Today, the Conservative Party of Canada named Dale Gann as its candidate heading into the by-election. Gann is the current president of the Vancouver Island Technology Park and the Marine Technology Centre. The other candidates include UVic professor Donald Galloway running for the Green Party, economist Paul Somerville running for the Liberals, and Murray Rankin, an environmental and Aboriginal rights lawyer, will hope to fill the shoes of outgoing NDP MP Denise Savoy. Harper has not yet announced a date for the by-election. Renowned climate scientist Dr. Andrew Weaver will represent the Green Party and take on incumbent Ida Chong in the next provincial election.
It's really exciting. What's particularly exciting is, there is only one choice on the ballot tonight. You can endorse or not. But look behind me. We have a full house of people coming out to get involved in this campaign. It's really, really exciting the way to start kick things off.
The announcement was made last night. Weaver is running in the Oak Bay-Gordonhead riding in the May election. Jessica Vanderveen will represent the NDP. This week, Liberal Ida Chung announced she will be running for her 5th term.